Welcome everyone to the Masters of Fitness podcast, episode 27, where we have Grant Belvin with Project Capable joining the show today, man. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
First off, give a shout out to Brandon McBride, who made the connection and said that you'll be a good guest for the show. And Brandon, sometimes he could be a man of his word, but I'll take his word for him on this one. I read your bio, man. Seemed very interesting guy. You've done a lot in your life, so we'll take a deep dive into your brain and see what you got going on with Project Capable today.
Let's do it.
All right, but first, we want to give a special thanks for everyone who's joined the show, and to all the views we got from our last show is doing pretty good on YouTube, man. One of our most successful ones. So continue to like, share that video, help us get to over 100 views, and also we want to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. 25 subscribers away, so.
Yeah, we can do that.
We can do that easy with the help of you guys out there in the listening YouTube audio world. Check us out, subscribe us, and make sure you get us to 100 by 2021. And I want to give a special shout out to Thad for saving the studio a couple of Sundays ago. As you all know, I was very sick, just got through recover from COVID, and Thad was like, "Man, you're not coming in the studio with me with that crap."
No, that's before you got. That's before.
No,
you
that was
got diagnosed.
before we knew what it was. And I was just, man, I'm not feeling right. But I was like, you know what? I can make it. I'm doing pretty good. I can make it.
Yeah, I put the brakes on
We
that.
put the brakes on that idea. So if you watch our last video, you notice I'm sitting at home full of COVID, and Dad was over here in the studio running the show. But we did good. It was a successful show. So remember, go ahead before you listen too hard. If you watching on YouTube, click the subscribe button. If you're listening on Apple iTunes or Spotify or Google Play, go ahead and hit that download button, hit the subscribe button so you can get all our latest updates and all our shows. So without further ado, welcome, Grant. Introduce yourself to the folks, man. Tell them what brings you here today and why you decided to come on Masters of Fitness podcast.
Well, really excited to be here. I appreciate y'all again. I watched last show with Juliana on there, and I don't know if she told y'all, but she's a beast. Did she mention that?
Oh yeah, she did.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a yoga beast.
Well,
No.
Yeah. So
Explain.
Juliana, she chokes people out and throws them in arm bars and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Also,
that.
she do Brazilian
She's
Jiu-Jitsu.
blue belt or something.
Yeah. So
Why
Juliana.
didn't bring that up, Dad, on the show? We would have talked about it. I didn't know that. Okay.
That's not the way the conversation was going.
Well, so Juliana and I got our blue belts at the same time.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
cool.
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. So I know Juliana. She's a beast. So
What do y'all train?
TPC. Yeah, Texas Punishment Crew.
I trained there for, I think I did maybe a month.
Okay.
And I got choked out by some kid. And I was like, but the one thing I did remember was the rear naked choke.
Yeah.
For some reason, we had worked on that because my buddy, DeJuan Frank, used to train there before he moved to Houston. And that's the one thing I learned. I don't forget it, and it's so useful.
Oh yeah.
That's a useful chokehold. So.
It's a humbling experience, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and that's the thing because he paired me up with a kid, and that's the time I was like, that's when I was just bodybuilding, no CrossFit. I was like 225. I said, man, this little kid's so small, but man, he was working me over. He was working me over, but it was real fun, man. I enjoyed it. So
Man, I've been wanting to do that really bad, but I just can't. I hadn't made myself just go in there and check it out.
You should. Definitely.
I've heard that.
man, I thought I was in shape until I tried to do it's all core. Like my core was toe up. I was like, man, we ain't even started the class yet, and I was already sweating and hurting over there. So it wears you out, man.
Oh yeah. It's a different kind of workout.
But see, we have to get on Juliana. She didn't tell us she was. I'm thinking she's some quiet, nice little quaint yoga person.
Before the show last
meditation.
week, or whenever she was on the show, Aaron was in here from A to Z, and he started telling me, he's like, do you know about her? No.
That's right.
All right, so Greg, give us your background, man. Where you from? Tell us a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself to the folks.
Yeah. So I grew up kind of all over the place. My parents got divorced when I was real young, 2, 3 years old. I don't even remember, but I grew up like any typical American kid. family events, holidays, reunions, birthdays. Loved all those events, cookouts and stuff like that. Played sports growing up, football, baseball. We played a lot of pickup games growing up. It didn't matter the weather. It was rain, snow.
We getting outside
hail.
doing something.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
That's
okay.
right. Yeah. So we did that. I played baseball and football, organized sports growing up, and then got to high school and football started becoming my passion. So I focused on football.
Okay.
Yeah. So did that for a little while. Had aspirations to be like my grandfather. He was an All-American football player.
Okay.
in
Where
high
did he
school.
play?
He
Oh, in
played-
high school. Okay.
Yeah, high school. Yep. He played center. He actually played for a short time for a man you may know, Bud Wilkinson.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. You see the hat? Yeah. You see the fellow Boomer Sooner.
That's right.
Yeah. All
that's
right.
right.
Okay.
Yeah. So he went up there. He played. He got married, but they didn't have married dorms, so he had to come back and he went to McNeese instead. So I wanted to be like him, but needless to say, that didn't happen. So, but I grew up everywhere. Lived in about 5 or 6 different states growing up, so that gave me
Okay.
kind of a cultural experience of different places in the U.S. And then after high school, I said, I'm never running again. Never running again, because I hated running. We got punished with it, for losing football
Well,
games.
we talk about your next career.
Well,
That's a yeah.
Hey,
So.
So that's what I was about to go into. I said I'm never going to run again, and I went and joined the Marine Corps. So
You joined right out of high school?
I did.
Okay,
I did.
so what led you down that path towards the military?
So I've always been interested in military. I played Army growing up, or went to Army surplus stores to get camouflage. And,
Yeah, all that cool stuff.
Yeah. So after high school, I actually enrolled in college. Went to college orientation, bought my books. It was an overnight orientation for freshmen. And that after that first night, we went and toured some classes and stuff like that. And I said, nah, this isn't for me. So I went and turned my books in, withdrew, and joined the Marine Corps. So
So that was
Didn't even make it to your first class,
no,
huh?
didn't even make it to the first class.
What did it for you? Was it just you just realized what you was about to get into?
Yeah, I didn't like school in high school. I just like sports. So that's
You like the
kinda-
activity part of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just focused on that, and then I got to the college and was like, well, I'm not going to be doing sports here, so this isn't going to be any fun.
Okay. And what year did you enlist?
2000.
2000. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, enlisted in 2000. My recruiter, it took him a while to get me on board because I initially decided to go to college, and then once I dropped out, he was like, yeah, now I got you.
Yeah.
So
But I remember that time because I remember when I graduated in 2001. It was, I don't want to say peacetime because it's never really that that peaceful, but it was like before September 11th.
yeah,
So it was like, because I graduated that May, there was so many people that enlisted because, oh man, there's nothing going on, it'll be a breeze.
Mhm.
And then September 11th happened, and it turned the world upside down.
Yeah.
As what, like, literally that time, like, people kind of forget what it was like before then, as to, like, post 9/11 world that we live in now. So what was that like, being in the Marines, and then, being kind of not as a wartime as it was, to instantly jumping into 9/11 after that event?
yeah, it was a total game changer. I was with my unit before 9/11 for probably only about 6 months.
Okay.
So, regular training. We were actually gearing up, getting ready to go out for a field op, like a 2-week field op. When 9/11 happened, we were all geared up, ready to go, and one of the company gunnery sergeant came out, and he told us to go back to our barracks and turn on the TV, turn on the news, and we saw what was going on, and that kind of definitely changed the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It was a life-changing experience. So backtracking a little bit. So what did you decide to do when you went into the Marines? What was your job?
Initially, funny story about this one too. Initially, signed up to be a military police officer.
Okay.
And wanted to go do embassy duty overseas.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so I was on that track. Got a contract to be an MP, and an infantry officer that was on recruiting duty came to the recruiting station, and he said, "Hey, what do you want to do when you get out of the Marine Corps?" And I said, "Oh, I want to probably be a cop or something." And he said, "Well, you need to change to infantry. You don't need to be an MP." I said, "Why?" He said, "Just that's what you need to do. That's the best decision." And they had a Marine recon poster hanging up in the recruiting office. Are y'all familiar with recon Marines?
Yeah.
So recon is like the Marine Corps version of the Navy SEALs.
Okay.
But just better than the SEALs. So they had them on the Zodiac. The picture of them on that poster, they were on the Zodiac paddling down the river.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. You're right, sir. I want to do that. So.
And it's crazy how how those posters and stuff like that get you, and it plays like with that instinct when you were a kid, growing up playing with G.I. Joes, playing with army stuff, watching movies, and you go in there, you see these cool posters, you're like, man, yes, that's what I want to do.
Exactly.
That's what I want to sign up for.
Mm-hmm. So I wanted all that glory, that glamour, that Hollywood stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I'm going to change. So I changed my contract to infantry.
Okay.
Yeah. And went to boot camp and went to my unit in California, Camp Pendleton.
So you wanted to get away from running, and then you had to do more running in boot camp.
Exactly. Yeah, that was. I definitely ran after high school.
Yeah. It's funny. So on average, about how much running would you do, like in basic training, or like just period?
Basic training's a lot. Well. Now I'm not sure what the PT's like there, but when I was in, it was, distance running every day and calisthenics.
Okay.
So that was every day, and just moving around all day, every day. So we probably ran 3-4 miles almost every day.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty legit.
Yeah.
At one time or different runs?
No, it'd be one time. So we'd PT in the morning and first thing, and then we didn't run for the extracurricular activities. Yeah, more calisthenic stuff.
So you said you did. I read on your bio you did how many? 3 tours of duty?
Mm-hmm.
3 tours?
Yeah, 3 tours in the Middle East.
So how long does a tour last?
Generally it's 6 months, but after 9/11 that changed everything. So some units were deploying longer, some a little shorter. So my first deployment was 6 months. Second one's about 5 because they were back to back, and then my third one was 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What we got? No, let me text that. I'm having technical. We're still live here at that. So, how did the military prepare you for life now, to where you're at now, like going into the military, doing your tours, getting into combat, just the training and the mindset they instill with you? How did that prepare you for where you're at now?
The biggest takeaway is perspective. So what I would say is, when you've seen the darkest shade of humanity, all the other shades have light.
Yeah, okay.
So when you see that stuff and you come back here to the States, it gives you a whole new perspective on things, as far as, hey, this isn't so bad, this situation we're in is not that bad. I've been in worse places. There's a lot worse things going on than whatever present situation that I'm facing right now.
Man, that's pretty. So, do you see a lot of combat over there, or does that kind of stuff kind of stick with you? And I remember you, I was just reading your bio and everything like that. What kind of helped you in the civilian world make that transition away from that that complete different. Well, you know, the war zone, pretty much the war zone. I'm trying to dance around it. Being in a war zone to being in normal society. You know, it seems like a lot of guys, you know, with people struggle with that coming out of the military.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very difficult transition, especially for combat veterans. It's a hard transition even for people who've never deployed or
because you have that structured life that you used to live in, like waking up, doing this every day. Meals are, you know, food, you go get your food, you go get everything, it's there for you.
Yeah, exactly. So, but combat adds a completely different element to it. Personally, when I got out, got back from my third deployment, which was in Fallujah, Iraq, in 2004. Got back in February of 05. Got out of the Marine Corps on terminal leave in March of 05. Got married in July. Started going to college in August.
So you just completely submerged yourself like back to never took that.
Yeah, it was very difficult though. A lot of struggle mentally, emotionally. A lot of things I thought were happening physically for me, like, you know, many times I thought I was having a heart attack, but it turns out that's not what it was. It was most likely a panic attack. A lot of anxiety, depression, a lot of dark times. But, you know, you adapt and hopefully you overcome. I know there's certain guys that aren't able to. But fortunately I had a really good support system.
Okay.
You know, that's critical to it, is having that support system in place. Family, friends, any type of support, maybe the VA or mental health counselor, you know, things of that nature.
Do you think a lot of guys coming out of the military take full advantage of those aspects for them coming out, like the counseling, the mental health professionals like that? Or do we get, like, you know how us guys get sometimes, we like, we like, you know, we all grew up in the same generation. You're a man, you tough, you deal with it. Let's not, don't talk about your problems to nobody else.
Yeah, and that's really big with military guys, because, you know, we can take care of ourselves, and we, you know, mission first and go
self later.
Yeah, get after it, and you know it is, you know.
And then you have that kind of macho man type attitude also.
Yeah, exactly. You're not a 21-year-old invincible
Thundercat no more.
Exactly. Exactly, and you think you are, but you're not. So I don't know if a lot of guys take full advantage of that or not. I know there are a lot of resources, mainly in the bigger VA hospitals, like say a Houston or something like that, but the local ones, it's pretty limited and not widely accessible. Sometimes there's some barriers to guys getting that type of stuff, you know, getting that type of help.
Yeah.
So I was reading your bio you sent earlier. So you talk about the event that led up to you realizing, like, hey, I have to make something going on. I have to make a change to transition into my life that kind of led you on a path to where you are today.
Yeah, so it was a few years ago. Well, let me back up a little bit. So that, I don't know if the listeners are familiar, but in 2004, that was a turning point in my life. That deployment I was on, that 8-month deployment, was in Fallujah, Iraq. And that was the second Battle of Fallujah, which I participated in November of 2004. Was one of the bloodiest urban battles since Hue City in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And that took a severe mental and emotional toll on not only myself, but everyone that was there. And a lot of scars from that. So tried to, you know, reintegrate back into society as best I could, you know, getting married, going to college, all that stuff.
Back to some type of normalcy, a normal life,
Right. Tried to get some assistance through the VA and things like that, but, you know, some of those scars don't heal. And so a few years ago, I was at my oldest son's football game, and kind of had a nightmare scenario take place. So, you know, sweat started beading on my forehead, my heart was pounding. I just felt like I was getting squeezed in a vice. You know, I wanted to scream out for help. And turns out I was having a panic attack, and I was like, oh man, this is not good at all. This is terrible. And for a couple, 2-3 weeks after that, I was in a dark place, mentally and emotionally, and eventually something inside me said, you gotta do something about this. So went and got some help from a counselor that was recommended to me by a friend of mine, and learned a lot. Was able to get a lot of good quality treatment, and that was kind of the turning point that I learned, hey, I always was fascinated with fitness and health and things like that, but I was like, this isn't healthy, and I've been eating supposedly good and working out, but I'm not healthy right now, you know, mentally.
So there was a point where you realized that you needed to change things around and pretty much get healthy.
Yeah.
And whenever you started doing that, did you start noticing that, hey, this exercise thing is something that's really worth doing, you know, because it was such a, from the endorphins and everything from the exercise.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, I was doing that before, but I was ignoring some other aspects. Mental health being one, and as men, you know, we often ignore that.
Oh yeah, and the fact that, like you said, that like we could have everything going perfect. You know, like everything going perfect. You got the perfect job. You got the the American dream. You know, you got the picket fence, the dog, the family. You, like you said, your son's at a football game, but just something still not right. And like we were always taught, especially as men, to be like, well, you know, nothing's wrong with you. You did, so we bottle all this stuff up. And then yours just happened to manifest as an anxiety attack at your son's game. You're like, well, what the hell's happening to me? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? I work out, I try to eat clean, but mental health is a real thing.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's and it came that came from nothing. I mean, essentially something. You know,
that was my next question. What kind of, is there anything that triggered it, or is it just popped up on you?
It just nothing. It just popped up. You know, something in the brain just, you know, clicked.
Like, oh, I had enough. My cup runneth over. I'm about to.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know, maybe some thought just, you know, tore open one of the scars, you know, and my brain went haywire, you know, so, but I mean, it's an issue that needs to be dealt with, you know, big time.
And it's good. And I think the more we open up as men, you know, and talk about it, more guys will go get that help. Because it's a lot of guys our age that suffer with depression and don't know, you know, when I say our age is like that, I would say 30 plus, 35 plus, you know, and don't really know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, who do I go talk to? What do I need to do? And so you just sit there and you wonder, like, why am I always down? Why can't I eat right? Why am I always depressed? Why I don't like going to my job? And that plays a huge part in it.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, and you know, Juliana had a lot of good stuff that helps with that.
Oh yes, like that. And then we spent a good bit of time talking about meditation on that show, like how to really just tap into that releasing of all that negative energy in your body.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that's one of the biggest things that helped me was mindfulness meditation. That helped a tremendous amount with anxiety and depression.
So what are some of those techniques you do, like as far as your meditation techniques that work for you?
Yeah, so I use an app called Calm. Are y'all familiar?
I have it.
Yeah.
Okay, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, so you just get it and you pay a subscription. Personally, in my experience, I think it's the return on investment on it is far beyond.
And that's what I always tell people. Say, look, no, if it's for your health, pay for it.
Yeah,
like you can't invest. We can't invest enough in our health for the price of maybe three meals out a month. You can have something like that that's gonna calm and give you a better state of mind.
Right, exactly. So they've got guided meditations for all types of things on there: anxiety, depression, addiction, anything you can think of. They got sleep music, sleep stories. It's a great app, and I highly recommend it.
I'm gonna have to check that out. How much is it a month?
I think I pay like $70 a year.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
For what you get out of it, it's nothing really.
And as you said, it kind of aided you along with the counsel, along with the anxiety, and just getting that mental state.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
So the deep breathing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the deep breathing, focusing on the breath. One of my favorites is called a body scan. Have you done that, Dad? So you just, as you're concentrating on your breath, you focus on a different part of your body, and focus on relaxing that part of your body.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really good after a workout. I don't know if you've tried it after a workout, but post-workout, if you can get, so you got the sympathetic nervous system, real geared up during the workout. Then you go to the parasympathetic nervous system after the workout, calming you down. It's incredible.
I never thought about that before, because after workout, you just, you everything is amped up, your body's excited, but I never thought about getting in that state of calmness, relaxing the muscles, relaxing that, desensitizing your nervous system that's all jacked up now.
Yeah, and I think that's immediately post-workout. If you can get into that state, you'll be more relaxed than if you just went and tried to do some type of mindfulness meditation on its
Go
own.
watch the Dallas Cowboys and get pissed off.
Yeah, exactly.
I can see that though. I can see what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's definitely a super relaxed. I mean, you can fall asleep. It's real good.
Well, sometimes and a lot of times I find myself victim of, I call it the little light.
Yeah.
You lay in bed, you overstimulated by your
yeah.
cell phone, you can't go to sleep. Next thing you know, you're on Facebook till 12 o'clock in the morning, and you got to be to work for 6. And you wonder why you tired throughout the day. You can't make it past 12 because you're not, like you say, you're relaxing that nervous system down, decompressing for the day. And even if you're not working out, just coming home from work doing that's good.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. There's so many benefits to it. It's driving in the traffic, the commute, all that after work, definitely a good thing. Some people do it in the morning, some people in the evening, but it's all beneficial whenever.
That's good. So how did that all kind of lead you to Project Capable?
Mm-hmm.
So talk about that and explain to the people what exactly Project Capable is.
So Project Capable is a culmination of my experiences and my education brought together in one place in order to help men through the struggles in life.
Okay.
That's essentially what it is in a nutshell.
So what are some of the things you guys, is it like, so what are some, I know you have a YouTube channel and all that, so.
Yeah, I just started that, so I only got 3 videos on there. But
Hey, trust me, man, you got to start somewhere with it.
I watched the sugar video last night.
Okay, good. What did you think about it?
Well, I mean, I'm sitting there watching it, I'm like, okay, I already knew all this.
Yeah.
But whenever you poured all the sugar into one container and put it into that aspect, I think a lot of people really need to see that.
Yeah, that's why.
It's really alarming.
Oh yeah.
And like you said, that not all of it's added, but I tend to not worry about those type of foods too much.
Right.
I eat a lot of strawberries and blueberries and stuff like that, but that whole added sugar thing, that was crazy.
Oh yeah, that's why I did it. That visual can really show.
So explain the sugar video. I haven't seen that one yet. So what did you do on that video?
So I took some about 10 common products like soda and juice and stuff that people an iced coffee, whatever someone would drink or eat.
Pretty much through the day.
Yeah, through the day.
Just regular, like
Going through the
have
day.
3 cups of apple juice.
So
frozen coffee from Starbucks.
Right. So I measured out the amount of sugar and actual table sugar, emptied the container and poured the sugar in there itself. And then I was showing everybody, and then showed them, I think 3 different ones. If they drank 3 different of these soda, the iced coffee, whatever per day, I poured it in a measuring cup, and it was over half a cup of sugar.
Yeah, it was like 3/4 of a cup of sugar.
Yeah. And it was just three
three
items.
items.
Yeah. So it just adds up quick, and people don't realize it.
No, and you drink a lot of calories.
Oh yeah.
And we don't understand it. So that's what me and my wife was talking about earlier. That my goal is to try to limit foods that have added sugar, because you can't completely, you know, not do sugar, but it's like, why do you have to always proponents to say, like, we don't know how a real strawberry tastes. We think a strawberry, we think strawberries, blueberries taste like a Jolly Rancher, for example, the candy. So when you eat a real blueberry or a real strawberry, it's like, man, this don't taste like a blueberry or strawberry. But that's how jaded our mindsets are when it comes to sugars, because we are so used to the man-made and not the natural form of these. So that's what I'm trying to retrain my mind to get away from all the added sugars. Even stuff like bread.
Right. Oh yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
why are we adding more sugar to bread? Like what?
Sugar on sugar.
Sugar on sugar. Yeah, it's like it's already it starts there. So
Yeah, it's crazy how much sugar is in so many items, and not good types of sugar like high fructose corn syrup. You know, it's an avalanche of sugar going on. So.
I'm gonna have to check the sugar video out there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So when did you launch the so you just launched Project Capable this year?
Yes. Yeah. Just launched it this year, and I've got a couple of products out there right now. I'm gonna get some more. I'm gonna launch a course coming up on December 21st.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean it's a work in progress, but I'm having fun with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are some of the products you have out now?
So right now I've got a 14-day guide for men to kind of take back their health, their mental health, their physical health, their spiritual health. And this is geared more toward this particular guide is geared more towards people who haven't been working out. They've been sedentary.
Okay.
They haven't been eating very well. Poor diet, things like that. I've also got a zone. You familiar with the zone diet?
Oh yeah, that's 2011 pure CrossFit.
Yeah, right.
If you wasn't eating zone, you wasn't real. It was either zone or paleo was the two ways.
Right,
the two ways
exactly.
that you to eat back then.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. So I've got along the lines of the same audience, group of people, a zone system that I've put together to make it easier than trying to do zone blocks.
Yeah, zone. Yeah, that can get very. It's intimidating when you introduce zone to somebody, especially when they got to do the blocks, weigh all this stuff. Like, man, I forget it. I can't do all of it. Yeah,
it gets confusing.
It gets confusing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I simplified that and put something together with that, and then a guide to go along with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where can they access all this? Find all your products at on you got a website? Or?
Yeah. So if they just go to projectcapable.com, they can check out those products, and then it's all you can get to them through my social stuff as well.
Okay. So what I'm getting out of all this is like the whole Project Capable is kind of like a one-stop shop for getting your life together.
Right. Yeah, you can say that.
Or helping you get your life together.
Right.
So
yeah,
I like that how you mentioned the spiritual aspect of it too.
Mm-hmm.
So talk about that a little bit. How do you approach the spiritual side of it all?
Yeah. So not necessarily from a religious standpoint, but if you say spiritual health, that's kind of you could phrase it as your purpose.
Okay.
What's your purpose?
Why are you here? What are you here to do?
Right. Exactly. So going along with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you're familiar with that?
No.
So it's kind of like the CrossFit theoretical hierarchy of development.
The pyramid.
Yeah. Nutrition, metabolic conditioning.
Okay.
So Maslow's hierarchy of needs says every human goes by this. So the bottom part of the pyramid's physical needs, like food, sleep, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then you got safety, and then love, and then esteem, and then self-actualization. And so I'm going to start with the physical needs and work my way up there. So if someone's physical needs aren't addressed, then they can't move into safety, love, and esteem needs, which that would be more of your spiritual health or your purpose. So we need to address the physical needs before we can start addressing the spiritual needs.
Yeah.
So to
You're
speak.
building the foundation.
Right, correct. So it all works together, mind, body, spirit.
Yeah.
So you can't separate one from the other.
It's all conjunction in one.
Right. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
And even like this backtracking a little bit, like you said, that mind, body, and spirit. We get a lot of times we spend so much time getting our bodies healthy, but then our mind and our spiritual, like the self-awareness is still not there.
Exactly.
Like, you're eating good, I'm working out every day, but I'm still, something just don't, and it happened to me before, you know what I'm saying? When you just don't feel like you complete, and you don't, and I think what kind of a turning point when I started a group with a group of buddy of mine. So we was like 4 of us, we'll just sit down, and it was the book called Wild at Heart, kind of the same thing, like helping you find your purpose.
Right.
And so we went around and asked the questions like, so what do you think God's purpose for you in life was? And I was like, man, I honestly couldn't think of it. And at that point I realized I was just existing, going through the motions, but I had no purpose in what I was doing in life.
Right.
So
yeah. So Project Capable is essentially that. I feel like that's my purpose.
Yeah.
Is to spread my experience, my education with others, and try to get them healthy, get their mind, body, and spirit all connected so that they can find their purpose.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
That's something that I think there's it's an absent space out there for that, especially in Southeast Texas.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, abroad, but especially in Southeast Texas, because it's a macho area.
Yeah.
It's oil and gas. Oil and gas. That's old industry, old tough blue collar worker, blue collar town. So a lot of guys don't want to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
So for you to bring this product, I think is really good. So
yeah. So I'll go. Essentially, what we start with the physical needs is 5 principles of total health.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you can imagine a long bridge, and that represents total health, right? And you've got 5 pillars that are separated at equal intervals.
Mm-hmm.
Each pillar represents one of the principles. It's quality sleep, stress management, proper hydration, quality nutrition, and physical activity or movement.
Yeah.
And so if any one of those pillars were to fall, then that bridge collapses. Total health collapses, right? Or if you neglect one of those pillars and don't do maintenance on it, it's going to deteriorate and fall, and that bridge is going to collapse over time. So you need to have all 5 of those pillars in place for total health.
That's pretty good. So how did you come up with that? Is this something you...
Well, it's kind of going back to what you were saying. What we're taught our whole life in society, to be healthy, you just work out and eat right.
Yeah.
Well, what's that mean?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But yes, we tell people, hey, you need to go get healthy. Okay,
Yeah.
So how do I do that?
Exactly. Or the doctor tells you need to lose 15 pounds to get your blood pressure and cholesterol right. Well, how do I do that?
How to do it? They go, oh, well, here goes his pain. Here goes his heart medication.
Exactly. So this is kind of what I'm trying to take on is, hey, this is how we're going to address this, is through these 5 principles.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
That is cool. So backtracking a little bit, tell everybody about your specific trainings that you have, and you say, so where do you go? Did you go to school for this, or?
Yeah, so I originally got into, so growing up, playing sports and all, I was familiar with, somewhat of lifting weights and running and stuff like that, and then my experiences in the Marine Corps, kind of more calisthenic, long distance endurance type stuff. And then once I got out, I started, went to college and just did bodybuilding type stuff.
Yeah, typical bro workouts.
Yeah, the bro workouts, yeah. So about 2009, I started hearing about this functional fitness type stuff, and I was like, well, that sounds pretty cool. Let me check this out. So CrossFit wasn't where I found it. It was actually through this guy who used to train boxers, and he had some workout programs and some books, hard books, not e-books, written. So I ordered them.
Old-fashioned.
Yeah, old-fashioned paper.
Yeah, well, you had to order books.
Yeah,
and mail them
exactly.
to you. Yeah,
Exactly. So I got those books, and they were great. In fact, I use some of his programming to this day.
A good programming doesn't die.
Exactly.
That's the thing, is like, yes, time changed to it, but a good solid program is a good solid program 40 years from now.
Exactly. So that's kind of what got my feet wet in that, and then I went to, I had heard about CrossFit, so I started kind of trying those workouts at the Globo gym, and those were fun. I didn't really have any coaching, obviously. I just did what I thought was right.
Yeah.
And then 2012, I went to my first CrossFit gym and
Okay.
got my level 1 trainer. In 2014, started coaching CrossFit classes until about 2018. And then, well, a little bit before that, I was like, I'm really interested in the science behind all this stuff. So I decided to go back to school for my master's degree.
Okay.
And got my master's in kinesiology.
Okay.
And then after that, I got certified through the National Strength and Conditioning Association, certified strength and conditioning specialist.
Okay.
And then certified personal trainer through the American College of Sports Medicine. And then I went on and got my CrossFit level 2. Yeah, after that in 2019, last year.
So like I say, it's not just a guy with a product. It's a guy that, I mean, but
Yeah,
like we brought I think we had Dr. Ray on. It was like, talking about products, but you studied for this type of
Oh,
stuff.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You went to school for it, you trained for it, got your level 1, got your level 2, read up, got your master's in kinesiology. You understand exercise science. So I mean, and like you said, you even been through the process of having anxiety attacks, being able to come from it, knowing how counseling can be effective, knowing how meditation can be effective. So that's a big deal,
Right.
So not only do you have the training, but you also have I like to call it
Experience.
the experience, the applied side to it that people could really relate to.
Yeah.
That you could always go back and say, hey, no, I've been there. I've been in that point in my life. And this is what I did to help pull me through.
Right.
So,
Yeah, and that's the essence of Project Capable right there. That's all my education and experience all packaged into one. That way no one else has to make the same mistakes.
But as human beings, we're gluttonous for punishment.
Yeah.
We love to. That's what I tell my daughter now. We be like, I didn't have every trick in the book that you're doing now. I know what it is.
Yeah.
Like you don't make why make your life hard when you can just listen, get a product like you have, and just understand and try to make your mental state of mind and life a lot better. So
Yeah, definitely.
cool. What you got?
Is everybody's phones turned down?
Yeah, mine is. Wow. Still sounding echoey a little bit. You normally you're the master of the phone being turned up.
Yeah, I'm getting a report that you have feedback from somebody.
No, I'm down. So, back to explain the 5 pillars again. I know we went through them real quick, so kind of break them down a little bit more each one, and how your relationship to it and how you relate to it, and when you teaching people.
Yeah, so I've got them kind of ordered in the simplest way that you can start. So quality sleep would be 1, proper hydration would be 2, stress management 3, quality nutrition 4, and physical activity or movement at 5. So those would be kind of the steps. So it's real easy to tell someone, all right, what you need to do first is get 30 extra minutes of sleep per night, not go work out for an hour every day. It's easier to say just get some more sleep, right? For the first week, and drink some more water, or drink this amount of water every day, or something of that nature. Try to improve those simpler steps. They may not be easy, but they're simpler to apply than some of the harder steps.
People like simple. You got to get people brought into the process overall first.
Right.
And then sometimes people are like, man, that seems too simple, but it's right. You get more sleep.
Exactly.
Focus on that first week. Focus on getting, like you said, get an extra 30 minutes of sleep and just see how that makes your body feel.
Exactly. And people wear it with a badge of honor, saying they only get 5 hours of sleep a night.
Man, that is. There's nothing good about that.
No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you see people like Jocko, right? Every day he puts a picture of his watch on there. Well, he was on somebody's show and they were asking him how much sleep he got, and he gets 4 hours of sleep a night.
Yeah,
and he's like, people say it's not healthy, but I've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
He's a big tough guy.
Oh yeah.
In my mind, I'm thinking that's not healthy.
No, yeah, definitely not. There are different circadian rhythm patterns, and different people have them. But man, 4 hours.
But, see, but Jocko is on the extreme of the human mind though a little bit too. You know, he's not normal. So
That's true.
Yeah.
he's not normal. Yeah, 4 hours of sleep, I'm not gonna be no good to nobody.
Yeah, I'll be useless.
And that's my goal. Even to track my sleep, I use a sleep app, so I make it like a game.
Right.
And that's just how my mind works. Like I had started having this. My Apple Watch tells me when I'm washing my hands,
Mm-hmm.
and so now it literally counts me washing my hands.
Yeah.
And so now I wash my hands for 20 seconds every time because that's just me.
Yeah.
So the sleep app I have, it kind of tracks it like the Nike, kind of like how it does with your Apple Watch. So it gives you your stats, your sleep, you know, how much good sleep you have, everything like that. So I would tell the people, you know, invest in the sleep app.
Yeah.
So you can actually get that, you know, see how it is. And it literally, my phone literally tells me, hey, it's time to go to bed.
Yeah.
You know, you hate that. And so it goes into sleep mode, so I can't even get on social media no more at a certain point.
I like it.
But I have to do that so I could, because like you said, I have to focus on pushing it from that 5 hours to that 6 hours of sleep a night. And that's kind of my goal. It's like I need at least 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah. Yeah,
So.
for sure. I need at least 7 or 8.
Do you get about 7 or 8 a night? Can you get
I
7
do.
or 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I prioritize it. You know, if you
Okay.
prioritize it, you can do it.
You're right, and I don't prioritize it enough. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I would love to get 7 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Maybe that's gonna be my goal. I'm gonna stick after talking to you. I'm gonna stick 30 more minutes worth of sleep into my time tonight. So see how that goes.
You should.
So, all right. So hydration, just drinking more water.
Yeah. So I mean, so simple step like setting the glass out the night before of where you get your water, and you're gonna tell yourself, all right, I'm gonna drink a 12-ounce glass of water as soon as I wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Wake up, go straight to the water, drink it, and then you know there are some numbers that you can hit throughout the day as far as ounces and stuff like that, depending on male, female,
Yeah.
you know, workout, you know, whatever it is that you may do. You may expend more water, you might work outside, but that's going to vary.
But I heard drinking that first cup of water initially helps get your body going. Help get you, wakes your organs up and get everything flowing throughout the day. So
Yeah, so it's just like a fast with food. You know, you hadn't had any water intake in however long you slept, so you got to get that water intake.
yeah.
Yeah, start hydrating your cells.
Uh-oh, sound echo. We'll fix it. We thought we fixed it last time, Dad. We got these technical. Dad's causing us to have technical difficulties.
I'm not causing technical difficulties. I'm just telling you we're having technical difficulties.
All right, so moving on. So we're gonna. So how can people get in touch with Project Capable again, and where can they get the information for your site and all your stuff?
Yeah, so if they just go to projectcapable.com, I'll have everything on there. I've got a blog on medium.com. If they go there, they just search Grant Belvin. I'll be on there. Social media is all Project Capable: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube channel Project Capable, and then so I've got 2 domains. One, you can get to this stuff from the regular site as well, but if you go to emergecapable.com, that's where they can get that free guide, that 14-day guide.
Okay, so the initial 14-day guide is free.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah, and then the zone system that I simplified, that's if you go to zonesimplified.com,
Okay.
you can get that. But you can go through on my website and get that as well.
All right, and folks, we'll have all these links and all the information posted on the video. Once we update the video and post it tonight, I'll get all the links from you and post it on the video so that people can get access to that 14-day guide and kind of get it kickstarted. You know what I'm saying? Get that initial, I could call it, take those baby steps to kind of living a better life.
Absolutely, yeah. It's more than just the steps to take through the 14 days. It's got some information and some actionable steps. It's something you can learn a lot from as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So I always put the guests on the spot on the last. This is kind of the question I don't post on the thing. So We'll leave the people with this. What are some of Grant's words of wisdom that you would like to leave with the folks out here today?
So don't conform to the patterns of the world or society. Break that mold, forge your own path. Be someone that your kids will be proud of.
There you go.
Don't hold back. Get out of that negative feedback that society and the world always throw at you, and you get those negative thoughts going back over and over. It's a loop. Break out of that loop, and the way you can do that is just practicing gratitude every day. Be thankful in all your circumstances. Like I said before, when you've seen the darkest shade of humanity, then all the other shades have light.
Have light in them, yeah.
Yeah. So, take responsibility for yourself. Only you're going to be responsible for your happiness.
Yep.
Your purpose. So
You can't rely on nobody else but
yeah,
you.
exactly. So you don't stop blaming someone else and stop finding excuses. It's about you taking that responsibility.
I don't think I could have said it any better than that.
Yeah.
What about you, Thad?
Yeah, I'm just sitting here listening to all of it because he says some pretty good stuff. Part of the things that I hear you talk about, and I've heard you touch on it a few times through this, is about people complaining.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a big, I don't even know how, I cannot stand to be around a bunch of people that are complaining all the time. And it's just one of my pet peeves.
Right.
And I try not to complain a whole lot myself because I got the same mindset. There's a lot worse things out there. People have it a lot worse than we do. I can promise you that. I haven't seen the things that you've seen, but I know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just try to be thankful for what I have.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the best way to like I said, break out of that negative feedback loop. If you first thing in the morning, wake up and be thankful that you got a roof over your head. I mean, something as simple as that we take for granted all the time.
But then you drive to work, and you get to work, and all these guys are complaining, and you're like, oh man.
Yeah.
Stop complaining. Yeah, be happy. Like, first off, you got a job. How about that?
Exactly,
That's number
yeah.
one. If you don't like the job, guess what you could do? You could quit.
Yeah.
So,
well, you just got to set the example. I know it's easier said than done.
Yeah, darn right.
But
I just mind my own business.
you say what? You might.
I mind my own business.
Yeah. No, I understand that. It's tough sometimes, but
I like that. I really like what you got going on here.
No, that's a like you said, is a really good thing. And like you said, I hope the people go check it out. Make sure you get that 14 day.
Yeah, 14-day guide.
The 14-day guide, man, and get started. Start with those 5 pillars, and so we're gonna assign a task for everybody who's listening out there today. First task is 1, go download go get the guide, and 2, get 30 more minutes of sleep this week.
That's what I'm talking about.
Focus on 30. No, in all honesty, I'm gonna take that myself, and I'm gonna get, because naturally my body wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning, so I'm gonna force myself to go to bed earlier tonight.
Good.
So
good.
you too, Thad. Don't be up all night. Don't be up all night watching videos on YouTube.
I'm not
watching those Joe Rogan podcasts.
Man, I've been working all day long. I'm ready to go home and go to sleep anyway.
So, all right, man. With that being said, we're gonna put an end to the show. We want to thank Grant for being on with us today, man. Appreciate you. Definitely gotta have you back, man, and talk a little bit more about your Project Capable, especially as as it evolves and becomes bigger than what it is now. So.
I'd love it.
Like I said, man, it's a good product. It's something we need here in Southeast Texas, especially for men dealing with mental health issues, kind of help us understand what's our purpose in life. And like you said, once you understand that purpose, then you can become a better person.
Absolutely.
And that's what life is all about. Life is just about being a better person and being happy and knowing yourself. So appreciate you joining the show today, man. It's a lot of fun. You can check us out on YouTube. We'll have this video up. You can check us out on Apple Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Play. Check us out on all the streams. You got anything for the people, Thad?
Check Grant's stuff out.
Yeah, check Grant stuff out.
Check it out.
man.
Go to his YouTube channel and watch the sugar video.
Watch the sugar
appreciate it.
video. Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
man. Appreciate you being on the show, Grant, and
Yeah,
peace
thanks
out,
a lot.
everyone.